So hello all, today we're going to be talking about the long awaited Anomaly. In addition to that, we're going to be covering a few things about Clearpharm and a little bit about tnutrition as well. But obviously, as you are aware, my name's Kayne, this is Nick, this is the gaffer Trev, and obviously the brains Dino. But yeah, I'm going to pass it on to Dino and he's going to cover a few things to get the ball rolling really.
Okay, so the idea of the Anomaly, it's basically been in our mindset since about 2016, and the reason being is with us being the UK's largest independent retailer of sports nutrition supplements, we get a lot of brands that approach us, a lot that we don't stock, a lot that we do stock, asking us for ideas. Because obviously we know our customer base. A large selection of our brands are from the States, so they'll ask us, when it comes to legalities of formulations, how can we make this formula UK legal, or how can we better this formula, or in the case of UK brands, our product's not doing that good, what do you think the issue is? So we've spent a lot of time in the past consulting for these brands, and a lot of the time sadly it ends up being on deaf ears, and we were waiting for a while for UK brands to basically catch up, play the catch up game to the American brands, but obviously the American brands are outselling them, and we sat there and looked at the UK industry and went, why are we so subpar when it comes to formulation? The quality of the ingredients is there, but we're back by at least 10 years. It's like there's ingredients people are putting in their products that don't work. Arginine for a classic example. So when we've gone back and forth on this deaf ears table tennis game and people don't listen, we've had enough. So 2016.
One way of putting it, yeah. Oh, sorry mate, go on.
2016. The idea to start our own brand, and basically the seed kind of kept growing, and then boom, we decided to just, bite it on
execute,
and just go forth. So months and months of research, from formulation to testing different ingredients to checking legalities, to doing labelling, flavouring as well. Right from start to finish, we have sourced our raws, we have sourced our lids ourselves, sourced the tubs ourselves.
It's all, just to add to your point mate, this has come together worldwide. There's different parts of this tub, the powder inside as well as the outer layers, it's all from different parts of the world, so logistically we've had to bring all that together too. Freighting 10,000 lids in and things like that. It's obviously something I never thought I'd have to do, but I've actually quite enjoyed it, to be fair.
Yeah.
And obviously, with growth comes knowledge, so I can take that knowledge I've learned from this first batch of the Anomaly and kind of use that along with the other guys too to really push the brand forward, hopefully.
So because we've actually gone from start to finish, sourcing our own raws, we've been able to quality control everything from start to finish when it comes to the Anomaly, whereas most people will go to a manufacturer and say, make us something.
Yeah, of course, couldn't say that better myself, to be honest, Dino.
Yeah, every ingredient is certificate analysis, it's all suitable for human use. The product itself, I don't know if you wanted to touch base on this, the product itself is actually manufactured at a ISO 9001 accredited site. You may have seen some behind the scenes footage of me and Scott there the other day, just kind of overviewing things, making sure everything was correct, accurately dosed, everything's weighed out, everything's sieved. There's a lot of quality control got into this product, and yeah, very proud of it.
Cool. Shall we get into the formula a little bit?
Yeah.
Touch on the different sections of the formula.
Okay.
So the formula is broken into kind of pretty much 5 sections, you know what I mean? You've got your vitamins, you've got your focus, you've got your muscle pump, you've got an energy matrix, and obviously, very importantly, you've got a bioavailability section in there as well. I was thinking, Dino, do you want to start off with the vitamins?
Okay, so to put it to a gist, we've got all the necessary B vitamins in there that increase energy metabolism, help with your focus, and also help one of the other ingredients in there, acetylcholine. So you need these set of B vitamins to metabolize acetylcholine, which is enhanced from acetylcholine, which we'll touch upon later on. And you've got magnesium in there, which is very, very underrated, very underused in the Western diet. Most people are deficient in magnesium, and it's very important in part of magnesium calcium muscle contraction, the pump pathway. Now the reason we haven't put calcium in this is because of high protein diet, and also the amount of milk the Westerners, such as the UK, the Americans and whatnot, we consume. We get enough calcium from the diet, which is why you don't see calcium in the product. You do see magnesium in it, because most of us are deficient in magnesium.
It's not just calcium from milk as well, it's milk derivatives too. So anything that's made essentially from a cow's milk. So
yeah. Okay, going on to the cerebral, which is the nootropic part of the formula you want to touch upon.
Yeah, so obviously when creating the Anomaly, and obviously when it comes to taking any form of supplement that's going to help with performance, it's very, very key that you're going to feel it. Not just physically, but mentally as well, because you can't beat a workout or anything that involves activity where you feel focused, and that's why we thought at Clearpharm to put a collection of things in that's going to elevate mood drastically. Things in there like acetylcholine at a whopping dose of 500 milligrams per full serving. 2 grams of tyrosine, yet again a whopping dose per full serving. And obviously there's a whole lot of other things in there that you don't really see in pre-workout, things like Scillium tortosum. Am I pronouncing that correct, Dino?
Yeah, Scillium
tortosum. You could literally pull up the amount of studies and literature that you could pull up in relation to that compound being massively, what's the word I'm looking for? Really good at elevating serotonin and dopamine levels.
It's quite significant and potent in this research, and when it comes to the different forms as well, we could have used different forms of different branding of a bacopa, other forms of choline, but there's a reason we've chosen acetylcholine.
Also, just before we go into more depth, the selection of ingredients too, they've been chosen because they all work synergistically together, and they all have a purpose within what we're trying to achieve within the focus section as such.
Yeah.
You've got things in there that increase the feel-good hormones like dopamine and serotonin. You've got things in there that help the transfer between cells of those feel-good hormones to across the synapse of the cells. You've got things in there that delay the breakdown of those feel-good hormones. So that's why a lot of people reported next to no crash and a nice long sustained clean energy with the Anomaly. And a big part of that is because the nootropic blend, we didn't want to just attack your central nervous system with stimulants and then boom, you've suddenly crashed later on, because fitness is not just an hour in the gym. You might train in the morning and then you've got to go to work, or you might train after work and then you've got to go feed your kids or look after your family or have a relationship.
And you want to sleep as well.
Yeah, you want to sleep as well. You need to be in a good mood. There's no point being grumpy because you had a crash from a bad formulated pre-workout.
See, I've found sometimes with training pre's, the anxiety kicks in the next day as well. And that's something that...
Yeah, it can do, especially if you've taken it late at night. If you're an individual who trains at late in the day, you know what I mean? You don't want that to then the bad side effects of a pre-workout then dipping into the next day.
A lot of that has got to do also with vasoconstriction, just because of the high stimulant use. And again, we've combated that by we've combated the anxiety with Scillium, we've combated the anxiety and the vasoconstriction with theanine. So everything's in there for a purpose.
Exactly.
Just touch on quality as well, especially this section. For example, I'll just pick 3 ingredients out. Firstly, the bacopa. It's 50% bacosides. Obviously, when you're picking a bacopa extract, there's various different percentages. We actually went out of our way to source the highest percentage of bacosides, which is the extract we're actually looking for. essentially, and also Sciletium tortuosum. That's a 10-to-1 extract. So to put that into perspective, it's 10 kilos of the leaf essentially is concentrated into 1 kilo of the extract that we're looking for. These all come at a cost. This formula, like I can hand on heart say, and the lads know because they've seen everything.
Yeah.
It's formulated with no cost spared.
Yeah. For example, the Sciletium, we're using a 10-to-1. Now you'll notice a lot of products just use a 2-to-1.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So ours essentially, gram for gram, it's 5 times more
Potent.
Exactly. Just touch on the cytocholine too. If we're talking about quality and costings, I don't mind revealing this. A kilogram of cytocholine is £330. Something like choline bitartrate, which in my opinion is a weak choline source. There's not actually many studies to show choline bitartrate has a cognitive effect.
There's no studies whatsoever on humans either.
Yeah.
The only 2 forms of choline that I've got studies on humans is citicoline, which there's loads of, and there's only 1 study of alpha GPC. So the most human studied form of choline is citicoline.
Correct, yeah.
So choline bitartrate is £13 a kilo. Cytocholine is 330. So if that gives you it's about 25 times more per kilo cost-wise. But again, no expense spared. That's why it's in here, and it's in here at a dose per 2 scoops of 500 milligrams, which I don't think, I may be wrong, worldwide, I don't think you're seeing that from a pre-workout.
Yeah, up to now,
any other products with 500 milligrams of cytocholine in?
No.
Very rare.
I think what's I think Pez Science had one. What was it? Prolific. What?
Yeah.
250
Yeah,
milligrams,
but not 500
not
nowhere.
500, like, no.
So.
But shall we move on to the next section then?
Yeah, go on.
Which is one of my favourite sections, and that's the pump aid section. So obviously compounds in there that are gonna make that just basically are gonna provide a better pump, which is obviously what we want when we train. It's what we train for, is a muscle contraction, a muscle pump, and so on. Dino, do you want to start off with the first ingredient?
Okay, so again we've got citrulline there, which, by the way, the citrulline is vegan fermented at no expenses paid again.
Yeah.
Basically that keeps the quality quite high. It's the highest quality citrulline you can get on the market. And we've got the study dosage of 4 grams. Now you might get people saying the study dosage is 6 grams. No, the study dosage on citrulline malate is 6 grams at a 2-to-1 ratio, which yields 4 grams of citrulline.
Yeah.
So that is the study dosage. Now you can go beyond that, you can go under that, but it's still an effective dosage. If you go too much on that, you're going to end up with stomach cramps, stomach issues, or you're not going to get much of a pump because it's going to buffer the ammonia too fast, and you need ammonia to feel that slight lactic acid burn.
Yeah. Of course.
Betaine, 2.5 grams per 2 scoop serving. Again, clinical dosage. Betaine's there for the performance aspect.
Very underrated ingredients such as osmolite, and there's research that has shown betaine can elevate lean muscle mass and lower body fat.
Yeah,
so it can help with fat loss as well.
Yeah, which is not bad. Like
taurine, 1.5 grams. Again, another osmolite. Great for hydration purposes, great for pump.
And the reason we've gone with straight taurine instead of acetyl, of all the forms. We're going to touch upon acetyl-tyrosine, and you got confused then. All the forms of taurine which are bonded, it's like it's an effective ingredient just on its own. It's like when people go beyond when it comes to creatine monohydrate, you don't need these fancy analogues of creatine when creatine itself is so well researched, and taurine is such a good cell volumizer and very underrated, and again osmolite such as betaine, so that's going to help draw muscle into the water into the muscle and help the pump.
Next extract in the pump section, pomegranate juice extract. That's at 1 gram per 2 scoops.
Stops the breakdown of nitric oxide in your body. It's also a very good antioxidant, so it's going to keep you healthy. So you're going to get a sustained pump. And the good thing about pomegranate extract is it's been clinically shown to be better than other analogues of other analogues of products that stop the breakdown of nitric oxide. So it's basically better than the things like pine bark extract and green tea derivatives that are similar, do the similar job.
So yeah.
Norvaline, L-Norvaline.
So Norvaline, to be honest, that's one of my favourites, Norvaline, because the amount of studies and literature that's been conducted on it in relation to it basically stopping or preventing the breakdown of nitric oxide is, to say the least, it's hefty in a simple term. And obviously we've went beyond, as we have with all our other ingredients, out putting it at a whopping dose of 300 milligrams per full serving. I think
again, just to touch, just again in the pump section of the product, just like the focus, things are in there to work synergistically together. As we've just covered. Kayne can take the next one too, because I know it's a personal favourite.
Yeah, little favourite of mine,
Pink
along with
Himalayan
the others.
salt.
But, salt. I love me salt. Obviously, as a lot of people, or some of you might not be aware, salt is arguably one of the best ingredients for a pump, because it's an extremely powerful osmolyte. Because
sodium chloride, isn't it?
Yeah, because what you've got to think of is wherever kind of water goes in the body, because 70% of your body is made up of water, more or less, do you know what I mean? And what you've got to think is wherever water goes, salt follows. So if there's water going into your muscle, the salt more than likely is going to follow. In addition to that, it's going to help pull more water in and help whatever cell retain more water. Any cell that's retaining more water is a hydrated cell. A hydrated cell in relation to muscle is basically a cell that you're going to achieve that's going to aid with a better pump. So yeah. Two
more sections. I think we'll do the bioavailability one first, and then we'll speak about the stim section.
Yeah.
Bioavailability. It was obviously a choice. You've got estrogen and you've got black pepper extract, such as bioperin, which is 95% piperins. We looked, and whilst we all value estrogen and think it's a great bioavailability enhancer, the human clinical studies are only for certain amino acids, certain categories as such.
Amino acids, vitamins and minerals.
For example, there is no human clinical studies to show that, let's use an example, estrogen stacked with ashwagandha, you're going to get a greater absorption from the ashwagandha through using estrogen, because there's no human clinical studies, it's not been done. Estrogen themselves actually told me that. So when we looked at it, and we looked at costings, etc., we went for black pepper extract at 95% piperins. Again, it's 10 milligrams, a full 10 milligrams per 2 scoops.
And it's a proven ingredient because it's been around for 20 years.
And it's going to greatly increase absorption. And it also, there's a few small studies, again, as a secondary factor, it's also an acetylchondrolinase inhibitor. So this will also, in a small way, not its main purpose, but as a secondary purpose, help with choline, keeping choline levels high in the brain as well.
Again, the same with dopamine as well. It's a slight MAO-B inhibitor.
Yeah.
So it's going to stop the breakdown of them.
Yeah. Move on to the stim side. 3 stimulants we've put in here. Well, 2. Depends how you want to look at it. Do you want to fire away?
Yeah. So obviously, starting off with caffeine anhydrous. Do you know what I mean? It's probably one of the most I've got the most studies on it, most common, and in addition to all that, it's very it's arguably one of the most bioavailable forms of caffeine, because it's caffeine anhydrous. It's basically caffeine with its water molecules extracted, so therefore it's kind of in and out kind of thing. But obviously to help kind of prevent the bad side effects of caffeine, we've also put malic acid in there as well.
100 milligrams.
That stops the stomach discomfort you experience when you take high forms or high levels of caffeine. As we touched on before as well, we've also got sclerotium and theanine. So there's quite a few ingredients in there that work to counteract the negatives most people experience with caffeine, which is why you don't experience that when you take the Anomaly.
Finally, we've got the Rolls Royce as such. I don't think it's actually being used anywhere else. Certainly I've not seen it, UK, EU or worldwide. So it's walnut bark extract, but ours is unique as it's a 20-to-1 extract.
Instead of a 10-to-1.
Instead of a 10-to-1 or a 5-to-1, 2-to-1 or just straight. So again, 20 kilos of walnut bark is concentrated into 1 kilo of the extract that we're using. We've got that in. We tried different levels. and we found for optimum stimulation as such, 240 milligrams per 2 scoops. So again, a stimulant just like caffeine, stimulant-like properties, going to help improve focus, alertness.
To touch upon the quality, as we mentioned, whether it comes to the ratios or whether it comes to the forms like the B vitamins and magnesium, loads of people might get stomach discomfort from different forms of magnesium. We've used magnesium glycinate for the easiness on the stomach. Again, bioavailable B vitamins, we looked at the ones that are going to offer the best benefits. I touched upon before, tyrosine. There's no point using acetyltyrosine when the studies that have shown,
new studies
that have shown tyrosine and acetyltyrosine itself stays elevated in your body for longer, so you're going to get that prolonged effect rather than getting broken down rapidly like acetyltyrosine. Pomegranate, we're actually using the polycollagens, which increases nitric oxide. Every other pre-workout just lists pomegranate extract. Now that could just be 40% lactic acid, which is 99% the chances are what it's going to be for, which is not the studied extract you need when you want to increase nitric oxide.
Exactly, it's like that where when we touched on like walnut bark extract, it's kind of the same like that. Like a lot of other brands like to just list the ingredient itself and not its ratio. So therefore, if you don't list the ratio, then you as the consumer can't work out how much active you're getting from that.
Full disclosure. Complete full disclosure.
So
I think we're out of time for this week. But I'm happy to do a part 2 next week where we'll go more into detail
and obviously
ingredients. We'll also have a special guest as well pretty soon.
And we're going to touch on the flavouring system as well.
Yes, definitely.
Next week.
If you've got any questions, shoot us a DM or leave a comment. Or shoot us an email, give us a call.
Perfect.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.